Welcome back, everyone. Well, the pressure is intensifying once again on President Biden. At this point, it's on a daily basis, and it's coming right from top Democrats in his own party, and they are coercing him to take massive action right now, right this second. Will President Biden finally bend and do it? And what is going on? We'll be talking about it all in today's video. But before we do, as always, make sure you guys do a couple things for me. Number one, give this video a tremendous thumbs up, smash the like button. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you have not already, of course, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Click that big red button and have notifications turned on as well. We post videos every single solitary week with no exceptions and no excuses. And we'll be doing our next cash giveaway when we do hit 20,000 subscribers. You'll have to be subscribed to be entered in that cash giveaway. With that being said, let's get started and dive right in. So why now? Why this week are top Democrats pressing the president once again to take the initiative and make a move immediately? Well, it's because the countdown is officially back on. We're now within the 100-day window for student loan payments to resume again. For nearly 2 years, federal student loan borrowers have had the choice whether or not they want to make payments on their student loan throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. But May 1st is currently, who knows, it might be extended again, but May 1st, as of now, is the day in which they will no longer have that choice. That option will finally end after forbearance on student loans has been extended several times now through multiple administrations. But yet again, the calls are ramping up for the president to fulfill his campaign promise. He even promised it as president-elect that he would forgive student debt. Millions and millions of Americans, mostly younger Americans, but again, many seniors and older Americans also still bear student loans, and lawmakers are calling on the president to finally take action and make good on his promise. To the president's credit, he has announced a few rounds of forgiveness as of January 20th. That figure is around $15 billion, but it is nowhere near the magnitude of student loans that are in this country. That only accounts for about 1% of the federal student loan debt. There's 43 million Americans holding student loans that total more than $1.7 trillion. With that amount of outstanding federal student loan debt, advocates and Democrats are continuing to push the administration to cancel up to $50,000 worth of student debt. And the calls are now escalating even more because just the other day on January 25th, a group of 85 Democratic lawmakers across the House and Senate sent a letter to Biden urging him to direct the Department of Education to, quote, publicly release the memo outlining your legal authority to broadly cancel federal student loan debt and immediately cancel up to $50,000 of student loan debt per borrower. An excerpt from the letter specifically states, quote, in light of high COVID-19 case counts and corresponding economic disruptions, restarting student loan payments without this broad cancellation would be disastrous for millions of borrowers and their families. And we actually discussed this exact notion in our last video and our previous videos when we talked about student loan debt. The fact is that COVID cases are not slowing down. We're seeing record numbers that we have not seen in a very long time, and the economy is continuing to show signs of weakness, and inflation is still running rampant, and now you have the Fed saying that they're probably going to raise interest rates. People cannot take it anymore, and the pressure on their household finances is only intensifying by the day. So whether this comes in the form of another stimulus package or just separate legislation or an executive order, the fact is that the American people want to see Biden do exactly what he promised and cancel student loans, at least up to $10,000, maybe $20,000, and better yet, $50,000 worth. Senator Sherrod Brown, a Democrat from Ohio, is part of this push. He is part of this letter. He had said, quote, young people 2 years, 5 years, even 10 years out of college who are so oppressed, if you will, with $30, $50, $100 or more $1,000 in debt. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki was asked about this, and she said, quote, we're still looking at administrative options, but Congress can also send the president a bill that would provide $10,000 in debt relief, and he'd be happy to sign that bill. But many lawmakers are not holding their breath, so what several of them are doing is actually introducing bills that would tackle problems related to student loans in other ways. Like Congresswoman Deborah Ross, Democrat from North Carolina, she and other lawmakers introduced a bill that would broaden relief for borrowers who've defaulted or made late payments on their student loans, making it easier to remove that from their credit history. Congresswoman Ross said, quote, "We've got to make it easier to pay off student loan debt. And when you pay it off, we got to make sure you got a clean slate. Once you pay it off, you should have a clean score and be able to raise your family in a home, be able to buy a car, be able to start a business." And she's also advocating for other solutions in addition, such as increasing Pell Grants to make tuition more affordable. She went on to say, quote, "We have got to make it much more affordable for people to get an education so that they don't have the debt in the first place." And this is so true. If you look at the cost of tuition over the years and you compare it to wages, it is insanity how much the cost of tuition has gone up. It is so ridiculous. So if you read between the lines here and look at what these lawmakers are advocating for, not only are they putting pressure on the president, not only do they want him to take action, but they actually believe that he has the unilateral power to cancel student debt in the first place. They want to make sure that the payments never ever resume, and that when May 1st comes around, no student, no borrower has to worry about student loans forever, basically, because by that point, the president should have already canceled student debt. And you really can't blame these lawmakers for constantly berating the president and the administration. It's totally unclear why this memo on his powers has not yet been released. And if you look at it in their letter, the lawmakers even point out that the Department of Education has had this so-called memo for nearly 10 months now. Top Democrats like the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Elizabeth Warren have insisted that the president has the power to do so. Now, the White House is likely weighing the legal risks to taking such a move. The problem is that most experts agree that the odds of Congress ever passing this legislation are next to zero. We could never count on Congress to deliver this relief, as even some moderates are opposed to any sort of legislation involving canceling student debt. Supposedly, a spokesperson for the White House has said that Biden continues to look into what debt relief actions he can take administratively, but I would definitely take that with a grain of salt. But again, we predicted this on our channel. We said that the pandemic ongoing and having no end in sight would only fan the flames of these calls for the president to take action. And so the president is in an extremely tough situation right now. He does have to please his constituency, and if he doesn't do anything, well, then it looks like he's totally going to backpedal on his promise. And especially this year is an election year. It is the midterms, and the Democrats' numbers are not looking good. The president just keeps on hitting his all-time new low. He sets the bar even lower for his approval ratings. Democrats are uber concerned that the Republicans will take back at least one of the chambers of Congress, and right now that is looking like the forecast. So I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you believe that the president should take action, or do you believe that he should just leave it to Congress and let them come up with a bill that he would then sign? Let us know down below your thoughts, your opinions on student loan forgiveness. We will have more updates and developments with this rapidly growing pressure. You have to think that the president will finally cave in and put pen to paper and draft some executive order. So we'll be sure to update you folks. We'll keep our eyes peeled. All updates can be found right here on this channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a tremendous thumbs up, smash the like button, share it with a friend, get the word out. And if you want to see more content from my channel, make sure that you are subscribed, click the big red button, and have notifications turned on as well. And if you want to get some free stocks, all on me, all free, use the links down below in the description of this video. Sign up with the brokerage platforms Robinhood and or Webull. You'll actually get some free stocks, some valued up to thousands of dollars in some cases. So let us know what stocks you do get. And if you want to connect with me on social media, I am on Instagram at Logan Cohn, LOGANKOHN, right there on your screen. Hope you folks enjoyed this one. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care for now.